Hola chicos, bienvenidos a Español con Juani. Now we've previously spoken about one of the quickest hacks to becoming conversational in Spanish being learning compound phrases. However, the next question is, what's the next level up from there? So the answer to that question is becoming comfortable with using compound phrases in the él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, and ellos forms. So that's what we're going to tunnel into today. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that you grammatically know how to form compound phrases and you can use them comfortably in the yo and the tú forms. However, if I am mistaken, I will leave a link in the description box for you below. Now, with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So when it comes to becoming comfortable with using the other conjugations, first of all, what's the best idea to start with? Yeah, the best thing to start with is using those three verbs that we previously spoke about, which are so common and so versatile in a conversation. And those verbs are the verb querer, to want, the verb poder, to be able to or can, and the verb tener, to have. Por ejemplo, mi amigo Juan quiere quedarse en un hotel esta noche. Mi amigo Juan quiere quedarse en un hotel esta noche. So my friend Juan wants to stay in a hotel tonight. Mis amigos tienen que aprender a tocar el piano. Mis amigos tienen que aprender a tocar el piano. So my friends have to learn how to play the piano or have to learn to play the piano. Podemos entrenar en el gimnasio mañana. Podemos entrenar en el gimnasio mañana. As you can see, some useful examples using those other conjugations. Now, as you can imagine, getting comfortable with those other conjugations in the language is very important because if you can't, it's going to really restrict your conversational skills, even in a very basic conversation. So obviously I want to help you improve your Spanish. So what I'm going to do is I've got some questions coming up for you. So we're going to work on some grammar questions. So I'm going to put a sentence in the screen in front of you. There is going to be a missing gap there. So in that missing gap, you have to figure out which verb to use out of tener, querer, and poder. But not only that, you have to figure out the right conjugation to put in there as well. Before we start the first one, I'll give you about 5 or 10 seconds to answer, but if you do need more time, feel free to obviously hit pause on the video. El número uno, Sara y yo, blank, que ir de compras. Sara y yo, blank, que ir de compras. The answer is tenemos. So the verb tener in the nosotros form. Sara y yo tenemos que ir de compras. Why is that? Because I'm talking about Sarah and myself in this example. So in English we'd say we, so we have to use the nosotros form. El número dos, mis hermanos blank visitar a mi tío. Mis hermanos blank visitar a mi tío. This time the answer is quieren. Mis hermanos quieren visitar a mi tío. So this time using the ellos form of the verb querer. Good job so far. Let's move on to the next one. Tú y David blank estudiar conmigo este fin de semana. Tú y David blank estudiar conmigo este fin de semana. This time you'd use the verb poder. Tú y David podéis estudiar conmigo este fin de semana. So why am I using the vosotros form of the verb poder? The reason is because I'm talking about yourself and another person. So in this case, we'd use the vosotros form. Next one, mi amigo Pablo blank entrenar conmigo esta semana. Mi amigo Pablo blank entrenar conmigo esta semana. This time you'd say, mi amigo Pablo quiere entrenar conmigo esta semana. So mi amigo Pablo quiere entrenar conmigo esta semana. So we're using the verb querer to want, but this time in the él, ella, o usted form. Buen trabajo, chicos. I think you're starting to get the hang of it, but let's try a couple more just to be on the safe side. Next up, Andrea blank que aprender inglés porque su novio es de Inglaterra. Andrea blank que aprender inglés porque su novio es de Inglaterra. Nice work. This time we're using the verb tener. So Andrea tiene que aprender inglés. Why is that? Because again we're talking about our friend Andrea. So this time we're using the él, ella, usted form of the verb tener. Next one. Mis amigos y yo no blank encontrar el lugar. Voy a buscarlo en Google. This time the answer is, mis amigos y yo no podemos encontrar el lugar. Voy a buscarlo en Google. So using the verb poder to be able to in the nosotros form this time because I'm talking about myself and my friends. Now, moving forward, we're going to take things up another notch. So what we're going to do this time is I'm going to give you a sentence on the screen in front of you in English, and I want you to translate the whole sentence for me over into Spanish. Now, as we've previously done, I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. If you do need more time, of course, please again, feel free to hit pause on the video. And don't forget, if you are getting any value from these videos, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. El número uno, we want to go to the concert on Saturday. So we want to go to the concert on Saturday. Nice work. This time you'd say, queremos ir al concierto el sábado. Queremos ir al concierto el sábado. Next up, my sons have to do their homework every Sunday. This time you'd say, mis hijos tienen que hacer sus tareas todos los domingos. Mis hijos tienen que hacer sus tareas todos los domingos. Now, moving on to the last one, I am going to also make this one a little bit harder, so see how you go. How would you say in Spanish, currently my parents can't travel a lot because my dad had an accident. So currently, my parents can't travel a lot because my dad had an accident. This time you'd say, actualmente mis padres no pueden viajar mucho porque mi padre tuvo un accidente. Actualmente mis padres no pueden viajar mucho porque mi padre tuvo un accidente. Nice work, everyone. I hope you got some value from that video. If you struggled with a few of those questions, don't worry about it. As I've mentioned before, it's all part of the process. If I can be of any assistance with anything else, of course, please, again, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hasta pronto.